So I know in the last video you saw the little ram mount ball thing coming off the side, Osmo pocket. Where is it? Little Osmo pocket action hanging off the side, kind of like that. And it worked fine. But then I realized it worked great on very smooth roads. And those roads that I was on in the previous video were pretty smooth. A couple little micro jitters and stuff, I didn't think much of it. And then the more I started to run that setup, the more I realized that that shit is unusable. So I went and did the very same thing that every other person on the internet did and bought one of these movmax minis, I think it's called, whatever. movmax blade arm type shit, little suction cup on the bottom and this little quarter 20 on there, and it's cool. And boy, did I have a bunch of bullshit. I don't know if it's just because it's the Norden 901, but it was a fucking nightmare trying to get this thing mounted onto the back of the bike. I couldn't believe all the bullshit that I had gone through. I had gone through a few iterations. I had my buddy, this is like a little vibration dampener. And then I had a friend of mine make like one of these little, it's basically just like, kind of like GoPro feet, welded onto a piece of metal on this vibration dampener that I could take off the suction on this, and it just has like little GoPro feet right in there, and I could bolt it just like that. I'll insert a video that I did. Put that on there, bolt this to the back of the Norden, bolt this into there, and then have that. I even tried an even more streamlined where I just had these little GoPro feet bolted to the back of this, and then it was just dangling off the back so that I could still close my bag and have my bag with the gimbal coming off the back, like this clip right here. But it didn't work. The footage was terrible. It was super unusable. It was crazy buzzy and vibraty. I legitimately think it's because the Norden is super buzzy. Like just the way the vibrations are running through the bike, it wasn't a good fit. It wasn't working. So then I started thinking that maybe it was the blade arm. I thought maybe I got like a shitty blade arm. So I started trying other things. So then I put the suction cup back on here. I put it on my car and I went driving around the neighborhood. And every clip that came off of it was perfect, just like every other person on YouTube with all the rollers and all the stuff that they're shooting. Every clip was perfect, and that really pissed me off. So I was like, okay, maybe there's something to do with maybe the rubber on the wheels, because they're bigger wheels than that are on my motorcycle. Maybe the suspension on my truck is nicer. Like, I don't know what the deal was, but for whatever reason, it was too buzzy, hard mounted the blade arm to the back of my bike. So I was like, okay, fine, fuck it. So then what I did was I took a piece of steel, I just cut it out to the shape that I have right here so that I could just straight up suction cup the blade arm how it was intended onto the back of the bike. And then I did that, and then I put the Osmo pocket off the back of this, and it was pretty good. It wasn't terrible at all. And it just needed like a little bit more. Like I was like, damn, if it had just a little bit more stabilization, or like a little bit less buzziness, it would be dialed. So then I did what I've seen a couple other people on YouTube do, where they got one of these little like vibration isolators like this. It's like an Insta 360. I don't know if you can see what the fuck this thing is, but it doesn't matter. It's Insta 360. It's just like a little vibration isolator. It has like this little bit of bounce to it or whatever, but it's sick. So what I was doing was, and what this is, I just tethered this little bit just like that, so that even if this thing falls off the back of my bike, it's not gonna smash into anybody. It's just gonna hurt. It's gonna probably smash into my exhaust or go into my back wheel and whatever. So then, let's see. So I have that, I have this up like that. Now we have the blade arm attached. And then I took this vibration, this Insta 360 vibration isolator, and I put that on the bottom. I flipped this thing upside down. You just unscrew it and it flips right around the other way. So it's upside down. And then I took Osmo pocket and threw this bitch onto here. So now I have the whole thing set up like this, and then I think I have to pull it out a little bit further and then lift this thing up a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that in the camera. Yeah, I think so. And that shit worked. This worked amazing, but it was a real bitch getting to this point. I mean, I don't know, in hindsight, I guess, like, yeah, just put a plate of metal on the back of your bike's rack and then you put the suction cup. The whole issue that I wanted this thing sleek. Like, now this bag is like, I can't strap the bag. So what I was doing is unbuckling this bag and then turning it around, so now it's over the passenger seat. And then I was able to ride the bike, and all that on the handlebars, your cell phone on the handlebars, all that's mounted the exact same as the other video. So that's not anything, that was perfect, it worked great. But yeah, so that sucked. I wanted this to be mounted off the end of this. That's why I was trying to hard mount it to the back of the plate so that I didn't have to have this suction cup shit. I was trying to streamline it, make it look real nice and tidy like it was meant to be on there, but that didn't happen. So now I have to take the bag. I know it's minor bullshit, but I was trying to get away from the suction cup thing. So in the end, I had to just do it exactly kind of how it was intended, and I could have saved myself a lot of headache and bullshit, but this is how it is. But yeah, I mean, the footage is great. I got, I'll insert some footy at the end of this, and you'll see the rollers are fucking awesome. I got to go on a group ride with a bunch of the dudes at Quaid Harley Davidson, Brandon Quaid, the owner, and for the FDR Foundation, it was Frank and local boy Clay, all the homies. So we went out ripping from Quaid Harley Davidson in Loma Linda, California, all the way up the back road to Big Bear. And then at Big Bear, we were at this Whiskey Dave's, is some bar out there, and I don't drink or anything, but it was still an excuse to go rip this and test this shit out. And I got some fucking epic shots, like legit Harley Davidson commercial type shit. It did great. Like, it's not even that, like, it's a little buzzy, but it is not even like, when I let off the throttle and the bike starts to do the brrrr, like that, you get like the minor amount of little buzzes in the gimbal, like it just barely get any buzzes. And then the other issue is like at the top of the RPM range, like where the bike's like, what? Right before you need to shift, it gets a little buzzy. But if you're shifting early and you're just cruising at like a comfortable speed, this is fucking perfect on the back of one of these bikes. My buddy Justin George, he has a big road glide, like, I don't know what the Harley model is, but it's like one of the big bagger bikes, and he has like the tour pack. It's like the big thing on the back that you can stuff all your shit in. And he has this suction cup to the back of that, and I've seen his rollers and they're perfect. So maybe Harleys shake less than this dirt bike. Maybe because this is like a dirt bike that it's a little buzzier, but I couldn't figure it out at all. Couldn't figure it out why the shots were so buzzy. I'm just assuming maybe like my suspension isn't set up properly for how this is. And I could really tweak on this and figure it out, but I got it to a point where it's good enough. And now I get to ride and enjoy the ride on the bike with my boys, my friends, and still get to get some dope shots. And that was the whole goal. And so I can film to the spot, I can get off the bike and film at the spot, and then it's just like, it's a full package. So pretty psyched. Yep, just a little update video. That's what this is. I'll throw some rollers and shit in there. And if you guys have any questions, throw them fucking comments down below, son. I always answer everybody's comments, unless you leave me some stupid shit like, this is a Husqvarna, why are you wearing a Harley sweater? Because this is for San Diego Customs, bitch, and I'm boys with the two owners, Mikey and Chip, so eat a dick. And I've had like fucking 20 Harleys, so fuck you. Yeah, Huskies are rad. So yeah, no douchey comments. Keep the fucking douchey comments to yourself, or I'll still respond to the douchey comments. I don't give a fuck. And yeah, I'll see you bad motherfuckers in the next video.